welcome to the Pop Culture Spread Show. I'm your host, Jason, and of course, joining me here is Rick. How are you doing, mate?
Good, mate. Good, Jace. Hello, everyone. How are we?
We're good. Lots of stuff to talk about this week, as per usual, Rick. Even on the slow weeks, there's stuff to talk about. But before we do that, Rick, you've got something that you want to talk about.
Yes, I've got something very, very exciting. So, obviously, we all know Doctor Strange has come out, and there's a lot of hype, a lot of talk about it. And what a better way to release our very first competition, guys. So get on board. We got some fantastic prizes for you guys. So what we've got up for grabs is we've got a Marvel Studios Doctor Strange Multi of Madness. I guess it's a collector's box. So in that box, there's only 7,000 of these.
Yeah, here we go.
Worldwide. So there's some pictures of there, and there's only 7,000 of these worldwide. 2,338 is the number of that box, which is here, which I'll have a quick show you.
All right, let me just have a look.
So that's
there it is.
So all you guys need to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is only for our YouTube channel. So pop over to Pop Culture Spread YouTube channel. All the links are down below. Jump on those, go through all our videos, hit the subscribe button, and make a comment. Guys, when I mean make a comment, make a good comment. Don't just, make a random shitty little comment. Actually talk about something that you've seen in the video. Then after that, it will be randomly generated by a computer-generated program that we've got, which will come up and give us the winner of that. Also, I have thrown in as well, for you Star-Lord fans as well, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We've got a Star-Lord statue as well, Brandon, which we're going to throw in as well, guys. So get on board, get on it. If you are a big fan of Doctor Strange or, Guardians of the Galaxy, get on board, guys. Cannot wait.
Brilliant. All right, let's have a look at what have we been watching.
Here I come. Here I come.
All right. Now, Rick, what have you been watching this week, mate?
Yeah, mate. I've kind of got this show recommended to me, and I was a bit, I've kind of heard this premise before. It's called Russian Doll. Now, it's been on Netflix since 2019, but the second season just got released. Now, basically about the whole show is it's sort of like Groundhog Day. We've seen this type of, done before in a lot of shows and everything else, and I wasn't too excited about it. But then I thought, I'm going to give it a go. And oh my God, this is a great show. The acting is just phenomenal. This actually draws you in the first couple of episodes, which is fantastic. It's got the girl from, what's her name? Natasha Lyonne from American Pie. So she's in it. She's the main character. So premises.
I love that's your reference straight away.
Yeah, from American Pie. Everyone knows it from American Pie. But the reference is she dies on her 36th birthday and obviously relives it. So she keeps flashing back to that, and obviously she figures it out. But the beauty of this is she goes on this whole path and journey, and she finds other people who are in the same sort of situation as her. But yeah, I just love it. I think it's just a great show to get on. So Netflix, it's got both seasons on it. Russian Doll. So check it out. Fantastic. For sure.
Well, it is a week of Netflix, Rick, because what have I been watching is definitely on Netflix. Kind of slid in and kind of gone away a little bit.
Yeah.
But it is a series by Mike Myers called The Panther. So The Panther, is new Mike Myers. He plays up to 8 characters in this show. Look, at the end of the day, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was quite funny. He's certainly a lot more raunchier now than he has been in the past, especially with his comedy. But this kind of works well. You're not going to be... Look, is it like Austin Powers? No, but it's very similar to a lot of his other comedy stuff. It's very Mike Myers. And I'm a fan. I've got to say, I'm a fan. I enjoy his stuff. There is some really funny stuff. And like I said, he plays 8 characters. You've got Key in there from Key and Peele. You've got little cameos here and there that I don't really want to spoil. But it is definitely worth checking out. It goes for 6 episodes. And yeah, like he's still got it. And here's the interesting thing, Rick. This movie was predetermined to be, well, this series, sorry, was predetermined to be made 30 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was mentioned, this show, 30 years ago. It was first mentioned. And that was in Mike Myers' So I Married an Axe Murderer. And there's a scene in that movie where his mate is sitting with his father. You know, Mike Myers' father and that. And they're talking about, when a kid, get your head out the way, like all that. Yeah. In that scene, his father talks about the secret society of the Panther, 5 people who secretly run the world. They're like the Illuminati. And that's what this show is all about. And it is wonderful and it's charming and it's sweet sometimes. And, I've seen some reviews out there that are pretty well bagging it straight away. But look, I thought it was good. And I also think it's a reminder of something that we're really missing these days in Hollywood. And that is, that probably could have been a movie. They could have cut some things out of it and made the Panther a movie. But in this day and age world of streaming, those comedies, those 30, 40, $50 million comedies just don't get made anymore. And so the only way we do get to see them now is on, streaming. So it's worth checking out. It's you can knock it out on a Saturday afternoon. Don't let the kids watch it because there's some really raunchy stuff in this. I was very surprised at one in particular scene. But yeah, check it out. It is a lot of fun. So I'd definitely recommend
that's on Netflix.
Nice. That's on Netflix.
Check it out.
All right, let's move on to some Marvel and DC news.
I'm vengeance.
I am Groot.
All right, Rick. Now, some of the first stories we're going to get into this week is around an upcoming movie, which is, I don't think that far away. We're getting there. And that's Thor: Love and Thunder.
July.
Obviously, July. We're very excited about that. And Taika Waititi has come out recently and has laid a claim, which I thought was very interesting, and that is that Gorr the God Butcher is the best villain in MCU history.
Wow.
That's
big call.
That's a big call. It's a big call. And I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. And I think why he's saying that is because of the caliber of that man there, Christian Bale, who we know is a world-class actor who can do amazing performances.
That he can.
And the fact that because remember, after Batman said he would never be in another superhero film again. He said never. And somehow this role has got him out of that and said, all right, I'm happy to come and play the villain in the MCU. So I think Taika can be quite whimsical with his press sometimes. It could be a bit out there. But I think he's 100% legit in there. I mean, the quote was basically saying, there's a new team for Thor with Korg, Valkyrie, and the mighty Thor. And in my humble opinion, we have probably the best villain that Marvel's ever had in Christian Bale. Wow. And I think that's exciting news. From a teaser trailer that was really great to now, them starting to hype up what Christian Bale brings to the table. And we haven't officially seen him on screen.
No, and that's what I like. I like that they haven't released anything of him on it, which is great. Keep it a secret, see it, and I think have that reaction with the audience. So they'll probably release another one just before the another trailer, probably just before the movie, I'd say.
Yeah, probably 2-3 weeks before the film release. We'll get a full trailer, which is also interesting too. It's a side note that Thor: Love and Thunder hasn't gone down the traditional route of releasing like 4 trailers before the film comes out. They've kept it very close to their chest. And that could be a strategy. That could also be they're still rushing to finish the film. But either way, they're not letting too much out of the bag, and which is probably a Marvel agenda at the moment, because Marvel were pretty upset about, Kevin Feige was very upset about the marketing team spoiling too much from Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
He was not happy about that. So, but yeah. There we go. All right, next story, Rick, I want to talk about is around another anticipated MCU film from this year, which is going to be quite an emotional one, and I'm referring to, Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2.
Wow.
And I don't know why the CEO needed to come out and confirm this. This got me really concerned because I just assumed it was coming out this year.
I thought it was too.
But Disney CEO Bob Chapek has confirmed that Black Panther Wakanda Forever will be out this year. Now, they've finished tying up the rest of the filming in March, and they are now proceeding forward and working very hard on getting this movie completed before its release date. And there's a lot riding on this, Rick. There really is. I mean, this is a very a cultural, like Black Panther became a cultural movement, which ourselves on this channel, we had to we were accused of things because we didn't like the film.
We had a little bit of backlash. We did.
A bit of backlash. It wasn't had anything to do about that.
No.
But I understand it became a cultural movement in many ways.
Correct.
So, and then we've got the passing of Chadwick Boseman. There's a lot of emotion around this, and the expectations are probably higher on this film than any MCU film in recent history, and that includes what we just saw, Doctor Strange 2. Just because there's going to be a whole group of people who are going to want to see a film that not only matches the original but surpasses it. So I myself am very curious to where they take this story, because that's what it's all about to me, the story. But I'll be waiting to see, bated breath, that we are getting Wakanda Forever this year.
I don't understand why he's actually come out, because I thought the scheduling was fine with this
movie.
There was
what is the old saying in sport? If the coach comes out, if the board comes out and goes, we 100% support the coach,
maybe his way.
Yeah, it means the coach is gone.
He's
gonna. So this is what I'm a little bit concerned about, is why he felt the need to come out and say it. I mean, we don't know. Maybe he was just asked at a conference, or he was reporting.
Maybe he just wants
the stockholders. I'm not sure. So, but yeah, it was a bit of an odd one.
They got it really, hit this
Yeah.
well. So I think they'll do this very justice for Chadwick. So I think it'll be a beautiful movie. So
yeah. But they had an idea. I mean, like Ryan Coogler returns. And they come up with a very strong concept from his opinion. So we'll kind of wait and see. Now, we kind of briefly mentioned Doctor Strange 2, which coming up this weekend, we're doing a roundtable on our second channel, Rick, Spectrum Sanctorum. We'll be doing a roundtable discussion on a new show called 1 Week Later, Rick. And that show is about where we go and do reviews a week later. So, everyone puts their reviews up straight away. Our idea was to let the movie come out, let it breathe a little bit, and then we go and have a look at that. So check that out coming up on Spectrum Sanctorum, and we'll make sure the links are below. But either way, Doctor Strange 2 was a film that suffered in many ways for me from the speculation overriding the expectation. And basically,
like a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a comment I've heard on another movie channel called the John Campy Show. There's a guy in there who made that very poignant comment. And what that really means, though, is that we have all these theories about what's it going to be about, what's going to be in it. And then when the movie doesn't deliver that,
we get disappointed.
You feel let down, And, one of those concepts was that Tom Cruise, there was theorized, and I was one to play into that he would be playing an alternate Iron Man in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
And, it was a fan theory, and I kind of hoped it was true, but, realistically, it probably wasn't going to happen. And it didn't happen, Rick. However, let's be very clear about this. The screenwriters intended it to happen. So Marvel came out and cleared the air and said, look, we didn't film with Tom Cruise in any way. There's no cut footage. However, the writer, Michael Waldron, they wanted to make it happen. They actually thought about it and considered it for the movie. So, which is to me a great sign, because it says that these writers, they're not just like us. They want to see these cool things happen. And it also didn't close the door on that potentially happening later down the track. And again, this is all built from the theory that not a theory, it's the fact that he was very close to playing Iron Man in the 1990s, Tom Cruise. So yeah, I mean, the MCU in its current expansion phase, and it is a really large expansion at the moment. Yeah, anything is possible. And even though we didn't get Tom Cruise in Doctor Strange 2, which I don't think is a spoiler, you never know. It could still happen.
that was mad hype. Everyone was just on that train. Oh yeah, Tom Cruise is going to be on it. We're going to see Deadpool. We're going to see all these characters, and you know, because we've opened up the multiverse, and people just got.
But we did get to see some characters we didn't.
But we did.
Which were awesome, which we'll talk about on our roundtable.
Definitely
1 week later. All right,
awesome.
And that's it, Rick, for Marvel and DC news. But so now we should just shift to. The
mood is tense. I have been on some serious reports, but nothing quite like this.
Okay, Rick, streaming well. We've talked about it quite a bit.
We have.
And I have my concerns about it. I get frustrated with it.
Yeah.
And one of the big frustrations I have, Rick, is you remember when we used to go to the video shop when we were young and we'd go through all the and see what's out and then choose what we wanted to choose. You don't really do that anymore in streaming services because everything's algorithm based and it's telling you what you want to watch. Yeah, you can't just see the whole list. It's annoying. And obviously there's a big war going on within the streaming services. We started with one streaming service with Netflix a few years ago to, getting close to a dozen at this point.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. We've had some big players come onto the game from Apple, from Amazon, from Disney, from Paramount, and the list goes on and on. And the interesting thing with all the other streaming services, for the most part, they're all like offshoots of a different business. Like Amazon Prime is like a byproduct of you signing up for Prime delivery.
Correct.
Here you go. Here's your free streaming services. Disney Plus, even though it's a streaming service, it's not reliant on its success whether Disney Plus works. I mean, it's not going to be great if it doesn't, but they've got their movies and their theme parks and their merchandise and all that. However, what I'm trying to get at is Netflix is just all about streaming. That's the whole business model. Now the business model has been growing exponentially for the last 10 years until recently, where it dropped 200,000 subscribers in a month, which we reported.
We did.
Which meant the stock of Netflix went by half. And now stockholders of Netflix are suing the company, which is massive news. So people who are owning stocks in Netflix are now suing Netflix for allowing the stock to drop as much as it did. And so Netflix are in panic mode. They're essentially going, we've got a business model here which is so it grows, but it keeps growing debt. Netflix has never been profitable. It's just incurred more debt. But the reason it keeps getting money and they keep borrowing money is because the subscriber numbers going up. That's not happening. So Netflix is having to come up with alternative models. And one of them being that they will be adding commercials to Netflix, right?
No.
However, not in the normal Netflix. You'll be offered a tier model. So you'll be able to get Netflix Premium as we got now.
Yeah.
But you'll also be able to access a cheaper version that will allow ads. So, and that is definitely going to be a huge change. And they're not the only ones to do that. I think Hulu do that in America, and there's another streaming service to do that. So it isn't completely unheard of. But it is interesting that you would have a lower tiered option for people. And I thought about it, Rick, and my reaction was just like you. Your immediate reaction was like, no, what are they doing?
No,
what are they doing?
Commercials.
But think about this. All right?
Yeah.
So you and me, we're not going to pay for it. We're not going to lower. We're going to want the premium. We don't want.
Of course.
Hell, I pay for YouTube Premium just so I don't have to watch ads
That's right.
on YouTube. But you think about the people who are struggling. That they could have an ad-based tier, and they could come in at maybe $3 a month or $5 a month. Maybe it's free. But it also changes the Netflix game. Because currently, the way it works for Netflix is they'll greenlight a TV show. Yeah. Now, the success of that show is determined on how many new subscribers, that show has brought. That's why we're getting a lot of 2 seasons and then cancelled. We're getting a lot of that, if you know, from Netflix. 2 seasons. And that is they give it a couple of seasons, and if they don't feel they're getting enough new subscribers from it, it's gone.
They exit.
But you bring in ads, that changes it, because all of a sudden you're getting revenue from ads. So it actually reverts back to the old model that we had on TV. So instead of a show being cancelled because it didn't bring in new subscribers, it will determine on how much viewership it's got. Because the more viewership, the more ad revenue it creates, and therefore it's going to fund more stuff. So actually, in many ways, now I've thought of it, adding commercials to Netflix as an option, not as a forced thing, as an option, could be something that would be very good for Netflix. It means that more money can come into the business. It means maybe the shows that you and me like that get cancelled after 2 seasons now will continue on because it'll be more about the viewership, not about the new subscribers. What are your thoughts?
Interesting. Look, I get it. They're trying to do something different. I remember when Foxtel here in Australia, we had Foxtel. Remember when Foxtel first came out? Never had ads.
Cable service.
At all. Cable service. All right.
Yep.
Never had ads. All right. Then it progressed having ads, and there are ads every, I don't know, 2 minutes you're watching something, then there's an ad, and it just gets frustrating. And I think they lost a lot of subscribers, and I can't believe they're still around at the moment. And I get what Netflix are trying to do, but it's got to be, how cheap are they going to put this?
Well, I think that's $1 million question, Rick.
That's where it's got to come down to, because people are, like you said, they are struggling at the moment out there. There's a lot of changes in the world, making it hard for people to live. So if people want to have that that streaming service, what's stopping them from going, I don't really want to ads. I'll just cancel Netflix and I'll just go over to my other streaming services, which are a lot cheaper. Because Netflix is the most expensive streaming service out there. So I guess that comes down to the point, is it going to be price pointed well? If it's not, then I just think people are just going to cancel it and then move over to, your other streaming services, because there's a lot more out there. So.
Absolutely. And let's face it, I tend to watch more content away from Netflix than I do on Netflix.
Correct. Yeah.
However, it is an interesting kind of development in the streaming wars that now ad-based, because I think once they do that, and if it is successful for Netflix, then you are going to find Amazon might do it. An Apple TV, a Disney, a Paramount Plus may offer them as options. I myself will always pay for premium.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate enough to be in that position. But not everyone is. So fascinating stuff.
Interesting.
All right, Rick, moving on to the next story is talking about an anticipated movie. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think you are as much as I am.
No, but I'm keen.
But I am excited to see the film, and that is Top Gun Maverick. And the news report has just come out that it is launched on Rotten Tomatoes with 100% positive score. The reviews have been out, Rick, and it's a delight, people are saying. It is an absolute joy to watch.
That's good.
It's the main thing is it's a good movie. So, and I think that's great, because Top Gun Maverick would have been a film that I wouldn't have thought was something I was super interested in.
No, I agree with you, mate, on that one.
But the trailers have looked amazing, have they not?
They have, and you got to remember, this is one of the first movies that was supposed to be released before the pandemic hit.
We saw a trailer for this 17 years ago.
And that's how long it's been. So it's really good to see that this is on the big screen. Like you said, I didn't have much hype on it because, look, Top Gun, we're 30 odd years, and we're doing another sequel. Do we really need another Top Gun? But the reports on this movie are coming out, and it's just
it's awesome now at 87 reviews with 97%, which is still amazing.
Still amazing.
And the reviews are essentially this franchise has lost that loving feeling with that gone. Okay. Look, can't wait to see it again. I mean, I think this is a very guy-driven kind of film, but there you go. She's gone. Stephanie's there from Time Magazine goes, it's a much better film than its predecessor was, and a much better than it needs to be overall. So look, there's a film that I personally am keen to see, and I think it's one of those films where you have to see on the big screen, just because of what it visually is trying to do. And I don't think it'll. I don't know how much legs it will have on home video, but I do think Tom Cruise, it's been a while. It's probably the only film I can think of that I thought was terrible of his in his filmography, which is a big thing to say. It's probably that Jack Reacher sequel, Never Go Back. That was a horrible film. But Tom Cruise, for a long time now, he only makes quality, mate. Yeah. And it's Top Gun Maverick will certainly.
I think he came out and said that he's really glad this is out. Everyone can see it on the big screen because it is meant to be seen on the big screen. So
I mean, we saw trailers when we went and saw Doctor Strange 2, and the scope of it on the trailer looked amazing. So yeah,
go on.
Fantastic. And talking about trailers, Rick, let's move on to the next one. We before we went and saw Doctor Strange, we got to see a trailer theatrically first, which is a very rare thing these days because normally trailers they hit online and we see them straight away.
That's right.
But they decided, James Cameron did in his wisdom, to release an Avatar 2 Way of the Water trailer exclusively before Doctor Strange 2. Now, it has now come out, and we have seen the trailer is online. But, we got to see it exclusively. And, my God, I loved what I saw. I loved what I saw. I thought it looked gorgeous. And after seeing it now online, a report has come out saying that it has been a massive hit online with 148.6 million views in one day. Now that beats the most single views in a day, and even beats the recent Star Wars, who usually the watermark of trailer reviews. With Rise of Skywalker was 112 million times in the first 24 hours. This thing has smashed it. So you know what, Rick? You know what I've been saying for a while, mate? I've been saying this is a juggernaut waiting to happen. And I don't think people realise. They go, man, Fern Gully in Spain. Man, didn't like it.
No,
bullshit. This film was the biggest film of all time before Endgame came out.
Oh, yeah.
The Force Awakens, whatever. People got to remember, we're fans, right? So we love MCU films and we love Star Wars films and we love this film. But we're a niche. We're a popular niche, but we're still a niche. Avatar costs everybody. Grandma, grandpa, mum, dad, the kids. Everyone loves this. It's accessible to everyone. So I'm telling you, this is a forewarning. Excuse me. I'm going to choke to death. That's how
the timing does.
This thing's going to be a behemoth. It's going to be the biggest film for the last 5 years, easily coming out this year. And I think what you don't realize, you're going to get one, and then you're going to get another one the year after. You're going to get another one. They're coming out every year, I believe, after the second one. So, Avatar, Way of the Water, mate, is you watch. We're going to get more footage from it, and before you know it, this movie's going to be massive. It's going to be huge.
Oh, yeah. It looked amazing on the big screen. It was so good, and just to see it on there. So, really looking forward to it. It's going to make big money. So,
okay. Now, the last bit of news I want to talk about, one of my favorite films of last year. Me and my son adore this film so much, was Dune.
Yep.
Denis Villeneuve's Dune. What an incredible achievement. What a fantastic movie. It was just stunning. And they are in the process of doing number 2 right now. I wish they would hurry up and finish it because I want to see it. And there's a character, there's Emperor, reminiscent of Star Wars. But you got to remember, Dune was written before Star Wars, so you can see where Star Wars is stolen ideas off a show like this. But they've got their own Emperor in the world of Dune, and who they've cast has people laughing, making memes about it.
Really?
And I just wanted to see what you thought. And that is, they've cast none other than Christopher Walken to play the Emperor of the universe. Yeah. Now, what are your thoughts about Christopher Walken playing a sci-fi villain?
Look, man, Christopher Walken is a phenomenal actor. We know he is. And look, everyone jumps on. He is. And look, obviously everyone is on it with memes, with all the movies, and they impersonate him, everyone on him. But he's got that range and he can do it. And I can totally see him playing an emperor. I just, I think people forget that. He's a good actor.
Yeah,
You know?
and he can be terrifying.
He can.
If you've
Yeah.
seen him in films be, let alone terrifying, and him playing the Emperor of the Universe, it's an inspired choice by
man.
Denis Villeneuve. So, and it feels like something. It just feels like this casting he's probably had in his head since he was a kid, because since he's a kid he wanted to make this film. So you can feel like he's had that idea in his head this whole time. So no, I can't wait. I think that's out next year, the sequel to Dune. So yeah, but I thought it was a great little bit of casting. I thought it was great.
Great casting. Love
Great
it.
news. And the only other thing I did put in here, I don't have the story up, but I've heard this morning that Fred Ward, if you want to look it up, the co-star of the movie Tremors, and a great 80s film called Remo, The Adventure Begins, unfortunately died overnight. And the reason I want to mention Fred Ward is Tremors has become a cult classic. We've all seen it, right? Rick? We love that film.
Yep.
And he was a fantastic. He appeared in several sequels and all that. But I just wanted to note, because he was someone from the 80s and early 90s that was always a lot of fun to see in movies. So yeah, sad passing of Fred Ward, but that's it. That's it.
Wonderful.
All right, that's everything for this week, Rick. Now, coming up again, I want to re-plug that we're doing our round table, our first show of 1 week later on Spectrum Sanctorum. So please check that out. Another reminder, guys, get on this competition.
Yes,
Rick has gone
guys.
nuts. He's just giving away shit left, right, and center.
Get on it.
So get on it. We're trying
Easy.
to grow the channel. We're trying to get more people to watch our stuff. So we'll do anything at this point. So yeah, get on the competition. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that's kind of really it, Rick. You got anything to add before we go?
No, that's it, guys. Look, you know where to find us. All the links are down below. Obviously, we want you guys to like, subscribe, follow us on all our social, guys. Hit us up on our merchandise store as well. You can see all the merchandise that me and Jace wear across all our shows. So get on that and support us there as well. There's some really, really cool stuff on there as well. So go to popculturespreadstore.com. Like I said, all the links are down below as well, guys.
You caught me out there. I didn't play the actual social media video.
We have so much going on, guys. So please, jump on board and just follow us and do all that. Appreciate it, guys.
Brilliant. No worries, guys. Well, that's it for the show. We'll see you next week for episode 19 of the Pop Culture Spread Show. We'll see you.